start me out. Tell me when you're ready.
Go.
Okay, I want to say thank you for all of you for coming in and some of you staying late on a Friday afternoon. I really appreciate it. I have all this spread out here because I'm going to show you how to stack and frost a 2-layer cake. Now you can go buy one at the grocery store, but they're never quite as good as homemade. I've heard a lot of people say that homemade is better because you add love to it. And like all foods, with cake, presentation is really important. So you need a little more than love to get a good cake to come out. So with the right tips, I'm going to show you a few tips, and with the right tools, you can create a cake that looks as good as it tastes. So the first thing I want you to remember is that you're building something. So any builder would tell you the most important thing is to have a good, strong foundation. So we start with the pan and getting the pan ready. I have been baking cakes for several years, and what I've found, there's a lot of products out there that say easy cake release, but the best way is just to get your fingers dirty, put them in the grease, and put a thin layer of grease in your pan on the sides and all over, and then put your flour in and kind of toss it around until you get a good coating. I don't know if you can see this pan, but I've got it ready for baking. That's going to ensure that you get a good cake release and get a good, sturdy, solid cake. The next thing we're going to talk about is leveling your cake. And you can buy levelers. I have 2 here. You can see this one is, and they're well used. This one is for bigger cakes. You can use it on smaller cakes, but this one is pretty handy. And at one time, cake decorating supplies were hard to find. You had to go to a hobby store, but now you can buy just about anything at Walmart, Target, any of the retail stores. This is under 10 bucks, and it's really handy if you make a lot of 2-layer cakes, because you can adjust this wire here according to how tall your cake is. And what you're going to do is you're just going to slide this on your cake, and you see it just slides right over the top. And then you can take this top off. And that gives you a really nice flat layer to start stacking on. If you don't have any leveling tools, you can always use dental floss. I've done this before, but you have to leave the cake in the pan. And you just hold your dental floss. This one has been baked a while, so it's sunk down, but you just hold your dental floss and slide that right over the top of the cake, and then that layer is going to come off. And when you're turning out your cakes, you want to make sure you cool them. I let mine cool about 10 minutes before I try to turn them out. You don't want them to get too cool because they're going to stick to the pan, but just about right. This one, as you can see, if you turn it up, and you always want the part that's down in the pan on the bottom. Even if you're going to use this for your top layer, you can put it on a piece of wax paper to put on the top of the bottom layer. So now we're going to do the frosting or the filling. You can also buy these disposable decorating bags at Walmart, and you can put a tip in it, or you can just snip the end off with scissors and just put frosting in the bag. And what you're going to do is on your bottom layer, you're going to go around the edge and just make like a dam or a well. And then you can put frosting in the center of your cake, or you can use any kind of filling you want. I've got some strawberry filling right here. and you would just spread that filling over this in the center of your cake. And then when you've got your leveled top layer, you're just going to let that fall right on top. And as you can see, that gives you a nice level cake to frost. Which brings us to the next step, and there's a couple of tools that you can buy for this that are going to make frosting the cake much easier. There is this tip. I don't know if anyone's ever seen one, but they are amazing. All you really have to do is take one of your bags, and you want the bigger bags, the 16-inch at least, and you're just going to snip the end off of it and drop this tip right in the bag. So you see, then you'll fill it up with frosting just like I've done with this chocolate frosting. So I'm going to get down here level with this cake, because the second thing that makes frosting, round cakes, actually any shape of cake, easy, is a turntable. So if you take this bag and you get it good and tight, and you just put a band around the bottom, and then you can put a band around the top. You see, you can just go around it, and it's just really quick and easy. You can even go around the top. And this way, even on chocolate cakes where you tend to get crumbs in your frosting, you don't even have to touch the cake when you smooth this out, because you can turn your table and smooth this frosting out without touching the cake at all. Now, you can have warm water handy, and that will, if you dip your spatula in warm water, it will help you smooth out the frosting. But this one's just gonna smooth out really nice. And it's really that quick if you've got the tip. And you can then decorate this any way you want to. You can buy decorations. You can put strawberries on top. Or you can decorate it for your holidays. But the main point I'm trying to make is it's really simple to make a really nice level 2-layer cake. With a little practice and some of the right tools, anyone can make a cake and that's going to look as good as it tastes. And I think Julia Childs said, a party without cake is just a meeting. So we're going to have a party and we're going to eat cake.